Good evening, everybody. It's Tammy, obviously, because it's my channel. Anyway, just wanted to touch base with all of you and see how you're all doing and remind you that in 13 days, I will be. Oh, shit, what have I done? Sorry, give me a sec. Yeah, sorry, press the wrong button. Yeah, don't forget, in 13 days, I will be turning 42, guys. So please try and make sure you're here for it. Um, but yeah, I wanted to just to come in here and say a huge thank you to all of my subscribers that have subscribed to my channel over the last 3 years. Whether you're still a subscriber or you just tune in and pop in, see what I'm all about, and then subscribe, it's all good. But I do want to touch base on a few other things as well. That lately things have been happening of late. I've seen a few messages that people would like me to touch on the Snowtown case that's happened in the past many years ago here in Adelaide. I would absolutely love to be able to do that, but the problem with that is the fact that if I've discussed the Beaumont children, and at the end of next month I'm going hello to that one person who's listening. Um, I can't get out to Snowtown. It's not like it's a hop, skip, jump, and I'm there. You know what I mean? So with the Beaumont children side of things, Glenelg is actually quite easy, providing I have some people with me, is easy for me to get to. So that's why I'm going to be still doing the Beaumont children thing. And I will be joined by Aussie True Crime with that. And I am so excited about it. It will not be live. It will be pre-recorded. So that way, after it's all said and done, Aussie True Crime is going to edit it for me, and then I can post it and share it all with you, and then I can watch it with you all. It's gonna be so exciting. I can't wait. But yeah, more so than anything, I'm looking forward to meeting Aussie True Crime. She is an amazing person and one of my dear, 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 dear friends. And she's just I don't know, I can't even put into words how amazing I think that woman is. And there's a few other people that have been part of my journey. There's been Chillin' with Van, known as Van, and she has been an incredible friend since I started my channel. She's the reason I'm here today on YouTube, is because she helped me create what do you call it? She helped me create my YouTube channel. So many, 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 many thanks to her. Thanks to every single person, and I do mean every single person that has actually been a guest on my panel, especially the celebrities that have, such as Scott Russell Hill. Um, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way when I say this, and Scott Russell Hill is a psychic medium, and he appeared on that TV show called Sensing Murder. And oh man, I hope he comes back onto my channel one day because he is absolutely incredible. I've had author Sherilyn Cadle on here. I've had Susie Radcliffe on here as well. Now, for those who haven't watched that live and have no idea and scratching your head going, who the hell is she? She is the sister of Joanne Radcliffe, who went missing from the Adelaide Oval back in the 70s. And she came on here and told her story. And if she ever happens to listen to this, please know that you both are more than well, and Scott Russell Hill, all three of you are more than welcome to come back anytime, because you three were the most amazing, non-shallow people that I've ever had the privilege in the celebrity sense of talking to. I'm trying to find some other people that I can get on here. I don't know how I can do that. Bill Bailey is coming to Adelaide in November, guys, and I would absolutely love to go see him, but tickets cost too much, and yeah, so probably won't go. I would love to do the meet and greet, but then I found out how much the meet and greet costs, and it's close to $1,000 Australian, and I can't afford that. And as much as I would absolutely, like I said, I would absolutely love to meet him, I don't have the funds to be able to do that. So unfortunately, I will not get to meet him. But I've been watching a lot of his skits, as they call them, on the YouTube, and he's very, 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 very funny. He was also in the TV show called Black Books. He started in that with Dylan Moran, and he was just incredible. Just watching how talented that guy is when he's playing all these different kinds of instruments, and he makes it look so fucking easy, but it's not. I can't even play the piano. There was a time I was going to learn the guitar, and then due to my hand issues, didn't happen. But I wanted to then learn the drums, and then I thought no. But the guitar is something that I've always wanted to try and learn. But one day, who knows, my hands might think to themselves, time to get better, bitch. So who knows? There's never say never. That's my motto these days. But like I said, it's just yesterday I went with my brother to go see one of his close friends. And not going into too much detail, but the person we went to go see lives in one of many. Hey, Bluebird, how you doing, sweetheart? Long time no see. What's the saying? Yeah, we went back into one of my many areas that I lived in, and it was actually where where I grew up. I'm not going to give out. I'm not going to mention the area because it's no one's business really. But she lives in my old from where I grew up from a child. Um, she lives in that old unit block, and it feels so weird because I went to where the unit I grew up in, went there, and everything felt like I'm not a tall person. I'm only a short ass. And not that there's anything wrong with being short. Being short's awesome. Closer, I'm more down to earth than most people. Laugh, laugh, laugh. But anyway, what I'm saying is that I went to the old unit I grew up in, and just looking at how small it looked compared to when I was last there, it felt so fucking weird. Like it was a unit block I grew up in, or a flat, take your pick. And we went around the unit block the opposite way that you're supposed to. But anyway, we did that, and I felt fine. But then we sat out the front of our old humbler abode, and we sat there, and I started feeling really weird. Like I started feeling really uncomfortable. I started feeling anxious. Luckily, Andy was with me because he kept me calm. But the thing is, though, it was just weird going back down memory lane sort of thing. And it felt like, how can I put this? I felt like a giant in a tiny little village where everything felt so small. Like looking at where my old bedroom window used to be, and looking about how I used to climb out that window when I used to want to go see my boyfriend without my parents knowing. When you're young, dumb, and wanting some. There's a new one: young, dumb, and wanting some. Here's a new saying. Feel free to use it. But what I'm saying is that looking at the window, and I'm thinking, I used to climb out that window. I used to sit out on that ledge when I was a kid. When sometimes, oh God, I'm going to get probably in a lot of trouble for this. But when my mum and dad my dad would argue with my mum, and I'd actually sometimes sit out on that little ledge, and I look at it now, and my feet used to dangle off the end because I was a really short kid, and I used to not be able to touch the ground. And I look at it now, and I'm thinking, oh my God, it is so low to the ground. How could my feet not touch the ground like that when I was a kid? I don't get it. But no, it just felt so, so weird being back in my old stomping grounds, as we call it here. And yeah, it felt weird. But as then we walked up the main street in that particular suburb, and what would happen is that everything just had changed so much, and from what I noticed anyway, what I was able to pay attention to, and it just, like I said, it just felt so, so, so weird. And it was like, okay, that's no longer there. That there is no longer a hair salon. That is now a dentist. Okay, that is no longer okay. Where I used to live, there used to be, like I said, a main street, and had all the shops and all that sort of shit. And when I was a kid, there used to be a corner shop that used to be known as a garden shop. I'm not going to mention the name of it or anything like that because If the girl that I went to go see with my brother yesterday happens to be listening, I don't want to give away areas and put her in any kind of issue with me. So, but there used to be a garden shop in that particular street, and I used to hang out there every weekend, every day after school, and everything like that because I just didn't want to go home. If you know me and you know part of my story, you'll know why I didn't want to go home. But I'm not going to reveal any of that tonight because it's not needed to. But I'll go there, and that went from being a garden shop to a garden and flower shop, same owners of the garden shop at that time. It went from that then to a butcher, and then from butcher to a beauty salon. And I look at it now, and I'm thinking, well, this is so weird how things can go from what you remember it being to getting used to it being something else. Then when you go back again many years later or so, it's definitely something else. Like I said, to go from a flower and garden shop to go from that to a butcher, then to go from that to, where they slaughter meat to where they now massage your meat. Oh, that sounds so disgusting. I'm so sorry. Like your shoulders and stuff. Keep it clean, ladies. And gentlemen, keep your minds out of the gutter. But it felt so weird. And the whole time I was there, I was just waiting, and I mean just waiting for someone to jump out and rehash my past. Didn't have to go far. Went to a pub they have there. Not gonna mention names. Went to a pub they have there, and one of the people that worked there had worked there when I was a kid, and I actually told him that I used to be scared of him. And the weirdest thing, he goes, "Yeah, because you little brats running in out of the drive-through bottle shop and make that annoying buzzer go off all the time." So of course I got angry. I said, "Yeah, but we're kids." But what's scary about that though is the fact that I used to do that up until I was about 10, 12 years old. And it's weird though because I'm now in 2 weeks' time I'm going to be 42. So he's worked there for over 30 years. And it's just amazing. He goes, "Oh, well, if they ever decide to renovate this place again, I'm out. I'm not going to come back." And I'm just like, for 30 years, he gave my brother his first job as washing dishes in the kitchen of that particular hotel, pub, whatever you want to call it. And never gave me one. Of course not. God forbid. And but it was just really, 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 really weird how things can change. And like I said, sometimes they can change for the better, and sometimes they can change for the worst. Like it comes down to if you can go back into the area you grew up in and see, like for me, when I see that things have got, like, I feel like everything seems so much smaller than it used to be. I would like to think that that means that I've grown. Obviously, I'm 41 at the moment. But what I'm saying is grown in such a way that I know that all the criticism and all the bullshit and all the crap I had to endure as a kid, I've grown above that now. So I can hold my head up high knowing that while I might not be employed, while I might not have a husband and children and grandchildren, because, even though I'm only 41, but still it can happen. But what I'm saying is the fact that you've got to look at the big picture of everything and think to yourselves that, like when I look around my old stomping ground area, I look at it now and I think to myself that why was I so afraid of this area? But then I remember it was all the judgment because my sister was a teenage mum. Nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is my sister was a teenage mum. My older brother had a bit of a problem with substance abuse and all that sort of shit. But that's beside the point. My parents were always arguing and all that sort of shit. So Andy and I, and yes, Andy actually is my brother. Andy and I grew up in looking around the area as though that everyone in that area was just looking at Andy and I, waiting for us to fuck up. Was I going to be getting pregnant at 16? No. Was I going to develop some substance abuse problem? No. Was I going to start drinking and abusing people? No. Was I going to rush off and do things? I'm not going to mention what my mum did, but things that she had done. Am I going to rush off and do those sorts of things? The answer to that is no. And it's just like, but Andy and I were always looked at as though anytime soon Yes, that's the word I was trying to think of. Thank you, Bluebird. Surreal. It was weird. It was like, but it was so good to know that I could go back into that area in a lot of ways now, and I can honestly, I can look down my nose at them because at the end, I keep saying at the end of the day, sorry, but the bottom line of it is the fact that I can look at that and go, okay, I have a successful YouTube channel. It might not bring in money, it might not bring in fame, it might not bring in notoriety in the general popular famous cultures out there, but I'm doing something that I love, which is talking. So I can hold my head up knowing that I'm doing that. And if I'm talking about, like I said, a few things to do with my mental health, if it could help one person see that they're not alone, then hey, it's worth it. If I can help one person realize that, hey, your partner hitting you is not something that I think is good. And if you have children, these are the steps you can take. Like I can try and, from my personal experience, instead of going to go and pay a counselor, a shrink, therapist, whatever, hundreds and hundreds or even thousands of dollars, what I could probably help you with for free and get you out of that kind of a situation, then hey, it's worth it to me. That is that goes up and beyond the level of payment for me. Knowing that people who feel as though that they're alone and they have to face their mental health issues on their own, and then they happen to stumble across my channel and hear me talking about things that I've gone through, it can help them realize that they're not alone. And I'm not saying this to have an ego, so please don't think I am, but if I can help one person realize that they're not alone and there is hope at the end of every situation they go through, and look at me as though they're inspired by how I've overcome everything that I went through as a child, and everything I went through as a young adult, and everything like teenager to young adult to the age I am now, and say, if she can do it, so can I, instead of thinking there's no way out for me, I'm going to unalive myself. Then, if they can look at me and go, she inspires me, or anything, I'm happy with that. I'm ecstatic with that. That makes me very, very happy to know that there is a chance that I could make a difference in someone's life. And if you're feeling down and you come in here and I can make you laugh, if I can make you laugh a lot, awesome. If I can make you laugh a little bit, that's awesome too, because it's taking your mind off whatever you're thinking in your head. Now, I'm going to tell a little bit of my story. Growing up, how can I put it? I didn't have the best childhood. I didn't get along with my mum. I hardly, well, even though my dad was there all the time, most of the time, sort of thing, I hardly knew my dad. The most I know about my dad still to this very day. His wife was my mother. I was his child, along with my three siblings. He liked to play golf. His favourite colour was blue, and he loved the Beatles. And that's all. Oh, and he was a taxi driver. That's all I really know about my dad. Now, I've told my mum, told Andy several times, do not tell me stories about dad because they're your memories. And that's something that I've always had to try and get my head around, the fact that just because okay, pretend you're with say your best friend. They're standing by your side and you see something. You could both experience the exact same thing, but not experience the same thing. So what I'm saying is the fact that just because you see the bird fall out of the tree, that does not mean that you're going to have the same experience than your best friend did, who's standing right next to you. Okay, you could see the same thing unfolding and everything like that, but your experience of the aftermath could be completely different. But anyway, what I'm saying is that my childhood wasn't that great. I have, well, not still, but I have a good relationship with my mum and my brother now. But there's no way in the world that I'm going to have a close relationship with my mum, ever. She keeps things from me, and it hurts like a fucking sore thumb, so to speak. But that's what it's been like my whole life. My mother and I have never been close. We never will be. And it breaks my heart at times, because when I see my mum sometimes, like when I can focus, that is, I sometimes just look at her sometimes and I think to myself, what did I ever do that was so bad for you to hate me so much that you don't feel like you can confide in me? And as much as it sounds like I'm being a juvenile child saying this, it breaks my heart that I don't have a close relationship with my mum. But it is what it is. I have my first ever, well, of course it was my first ever, my first serious relationship. It started off as for me, as a beautiful love story, and then that turned violent. And then I got out of that situation thanks to a dear friend of mine at the time, helping me realize that I deserve better. Um, I do still suffer from flashbacks from my childhood, and half the time I don't know what's real, and half the time I don't know what's my mind playing tricks on me. I suffer from anxiety. I suffer from carpal tunnel. I have astigmatism on both eyes, carpal tunnel in both hands, and I do suffer from very low opinion of myself. So if somebody says something to me in chat that's really nice, I'll be like, "Oh, thank you. That's really sweet." But the thing is, though, I'll be honest with you, it takes me not only a while to read it, but it makes me feel, yes, that is very true, Bluebird. The perception that you have of life is what you want it to be. Don't, and this is something I've stressed to so many people over time, and I've been stressed it to follow my own advice with this, is the fact that don't go changing who you are to suit one other person's narrative. Because if you, so for example, if Bluebird wanted me to change my hair color from the color it is to a different color because she thinks, oh, well, hey, I'm in your chat most of the time, even if I'm in the background and my name, as you see, is Bluebird, I want you to change your hair color to blue out of respect for me because it's my favorite color and Bluebird's my favorite bird. So I want you to get blue hair, but a bluebird carved out of the side of your head. And that's the only way that I'll come back into your chat. There would have been if blue. That sounds a bit extreme, I know, but what I'm saying is, I'll just be like, well, no, I love my long hair, and blue hair is a bitch to get out, just like black's a hard color to get out. And no, but if if Bluebird and I had known each other for say 5 6 years, and she suggested that say 5 years ago, and my friendship with her was at risk, then I'll be honest with you, all of you, I would have done that. Not now. No, 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 no. But it's like I have done my whole life. I've tried my hardest to be what other people want me to be. And now it comes down to that I need to focus on who do I want to be for me? Because at the end of the day, I don't want to look in the mirror one day. Hopefully by then my vision's cleared up. I don't want to look in the mirror one day and not recognize who's looking back at me, because there's nothing worse than trying to impress people. Because at the end of the day, people will always come and go out of your life. Some walk away, some pass away. The ones that pass away, may they all rest in peace. But what I'm saying is the ones that walk away because you didn't do this or you didn't do that to make them happy, then maybe they should take a step back and go, hang on a minute, why was I trying to change Tammy? Or why was I trying to change Bluebird? Or why was I trying to change Frankie or Ronnie or whatever? Why was I trying to change this person into being something that I want them to be? Because I'm not going to be around forever, and it sucks that there are people out there who see it as it's their duty to try and change somebody. But if people want to try and, this is my way of thinking these days, is that if people don't like me for who I am, they can fuck off, because I'm not about to go changing who I am. Like people go, oh, when you do your Elvis specials and you talk about Priscilla in such a bad way, you wonder why people don't come in because you're disrespectful to her. Well, my perceiving perspective, oh, what's the word to use? My no perspective of her, I don't know if that's the right word, so bear with me, is the fact that she's painted herself into being this person who claims that she loved Elvis, claimed that she would do this, claimed like don't get me wrong, she did great with Graceland. She did. But at the end of the day, what was her actual motive for doing that? All right. and all that sort of shit. And it makes me angry to know the fact that to this day she still has so much to say about him. Like her father passes away, and instead of posting a picture of her father with herself and her daughter and great grandchildren and anything like that, oh hell fucking no. She decides to post a picture of her dad with Elvis. So either way, even when her dad died, she found a way to make sure something had to incorporate it with Elvis. You know what I mean? So that made me really, really quite angry. And thanks to Aussie True Crime, I was able to see the Priscilla movie, and I've seen the Elvis and Me movie. And I'm sorry, but the way she's done the Priscilla movie, I don't understand how that got a standing ovation. I'm pretty sure it was she like leaving the where it was showing? Was she actually leaving, and that's why she got a standing ovation? Going like, no, leave, fuck off. Or was she got a standing ovation because people actually thought it was great and they forgot about the original, which was called Elvis and Me? Available on YouTube, guys. Please tune in and watch it. But the thing that makes me angry, like I said, is the fact that when people make a story or make a movie about someone's life, like a biography, what happens is that makes me, or autobiography, take your pick. And what makes me angry when I watch those sorts of things is because of the fact that this is obviously their perspective of their life or their life with somebody or whatever. But we're supposed to always look at those and think that this person's actually telling the truth. Like when she did Elvis and Me, I've read when I could. I've listened to the audio book, and trigger warning for anybody who's going to get mad at me. There's a big, massive trigger warning. If I could put a big neon sign on the screen now that says trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, I would. In the book, she talks about how Elvis made love to her in a rough way that she wasn't used to. All right. That's in the original book called Elvis and Me by Priscilla Beaulieu Presley. But then in the Elvis and Me movie, she turns around and says it was the R word. All right. That was in the Elvis and Me movie. But in the Priscilla movie, she says the same thing. But in the book, she says that he made love to me in a rough way that I wasn't used to. Well, here's the thing though, sweetheart. You claim you only ever had sex with Elvis, right? You lost your virginity to him on your wedding night. But then you claim because Elvis he didn't want to have sex with you because of the fact that you were the mother of his child. He always felt something weird about being with a pregnant woman. He always found it weird being with the mother of his own child. He found it weird. He just thought it was strange, I think. Not weird. Strange and weird are the same thing. But yet in your movie, you call it the R word. Now, I don't understand how you could leave that in knowing full well that in your book you said it was something else. So things like that I don't understand. And like people go, oh, like I said before, she did a great job with Graceland. But the question I have to ask every single person, what was her motive behind that? Because you think about it, she opened it in June of 82, I believe, that it was open to the public. I give her credit. She's never allowed upstairs to be viewed by the public. I give her credit for that. But in saying that, if Lisa Marie was still alive, how long would it have been? Like Lisa Marie and Priscilla weren't even talking on good talking terms when Lisa Marie passed away. Because I think Lisa Marie realised that her mum's a bitch. God willing. But who knows? Yeah, that's not happening. That apparently, thank you. Make sure I get the name right. Yep, Bluebird. Apparently, that was a hoax. That never happened. But also, the the person who actually spoke out and said it's not true was Priscilla Presley or Priscilla Beaulieu. I refuse to call her Priscilla Presley. I'm sorry, but you divorced Elvis. Yes, everybody knows you as Priscilla Presley. That's great, but just remember what Priscilla Presley is like with the initials PP. You piss, and that's great that she finally spoke out about it. But was that something like I was in a chat the other night and someone goes, I don't trust Priscilla. And I'm like, I hear you. But then they went on to say that they don't trust Priscilla considering that she was the one that spoke out and says it's not true. Now, when Elvis bought Graceland, he only paid $101,000 for it. All right. Recently, I found out that it is worth 785 or 700, either 735 or $785 million. All right. Now, the thing that's really weird about that, though, is the fact that Lisa Marie supposedly took out a loan worth $3 million. Right? And at the time of her death, it had not been paid back. But apparently, she put up Graceland as collateral. Now, I find that absolute bogus in itself because of the fact that she said that Graceland will always be her home, and when she passes on, it will always be her children's home. So I don't understand why she would honestly put something that she said was always going to be in the Presley name, would put that at risk. Obviously, she didn't know she was going to pass away the way she did, but still, the thing is, though, it makes me wonder, like, Priscilla has a lot of money. Why would, even if it is true, why would her daughter have the need to put even Graceland up for collateral? Why couldn't she go to her mum and ask her mum for help? Like, I know I can't go to my mum and ask for help because, she's not rich. But she has my love, so she's rich enough. Sad. But no, it's just, little things like that. Yeah, apparently it wasn't true because the paperwork, well, the judge that found when it was going to be taken to court, he's actually put a permanent restraining order on the people that were trying to claim Graceland for an unpaid loan. But that's what I mean. That's just what I've heard. That's what I've seen. I don't know if any of the calling it an actual hoax. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but Graceland is safe for now. But I don't think personally, because at the end of the day, if they sell Graceland, Priscilla hasn't got an annual income. So I think personally that if it was at risk of being sold, I think Priscilla would have paid off the debt, and it just went that way. It just goes away, and then she would have claimed it was a hoax because apparently the signature on the loan forms doesn't match Lisa Marie's handwriting. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But if they lose Graceland, where are we going to put all of Elvis's memorabilia? Does that mean they take that stuff too, or is it just Graceland, the home itself, or is it Graceland with everything in it? Because I don't see how they could claim a whole property worth over $700 million on a $3 million loan. I don't know how the laws work in America, so I do apologise if I'm not speaking much sense. To the person who, like I said, to the person who I was saying earlier in the live, I would absolutely love to be able to do Snowtown, because one of the people that were in, I don't want to say in charge, but who were responsible for moving the bodies, another trigger warning, guys, has been released from jail. That's also why I'm a bit, don't know how I want to do it now. So, yeah, I'm not sure. So I should have responded to that person. That I can't remember who it was that wrote that comment. But if I get a chance to, I will touch on it a little bit. But for me personally, Snowtown is just a bit too gruesome for me and a little bit literally too close to home. Not like I'll discuss the Beaumont children because of the fact that it happened over 50 years ago. I'll discuss Joanne Radcliffe and Susie Gordon case. Again, happened over 50 years ago or so. And I don't see the harm in trying to shed light for those who want justice for what happened to their loved ones. So I'm more than happy to discuss that. And no disrespect when I say this, the people that were probably responsible for either or both have now since passed away. So I'm safe from them. No offense, but with the Snowtown thing, one of the idiots that's responsible for it has been released. So I may find a way to see if I can get him on here, but I don't particularly want murderers and assistants as assistances who help in those kinds of things. But if I ever get the opportunity to interview him, I'll do it away, and I'll make sure that I do the Q&A, and then I will read the questions and have someone come up and read the answers. Excuse me. But like I said, hang on, sorry. Yeah, I would love to be able Bluebird, I think, yeah. Bluebird, I would absolutely love to be able to find out how much her life insurance was worth, because at the end of the day, I know that there was a time when Lisa Marie was financially struggling, and I don't know if this is true. This is again what I've just heard, hearsay, so to speak. She went to Priscilla to ask for help, and Priscilla wouldn't help her. I know that much. But what I find most amazing, speaking of people that have passed away and people that are alive and all that, I find it interesting how Tori Spelling, all right, can't fucking stand that girl. But anyway, how she claims that she's always, oh, I'm living in a trailer and I'm broke and I'm this and I'm that. But yet you always maintain your hair extensions, don't you, sweetheart? Like, I'm sorry, but I don't understand that. How people can claim poor, but every time I see her, her hair extensions are like another fucking 5 or 6 inches longer. Like, okay, I understand hair extensions might not be as expensive over in America, but it's just weird. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Bluebird. I appreciate that. Apparently, I'm not allowed to talk to him because it's part of his parole, and that's a good thing though, because I wouldn't want to speak to somebody who was associated with that case personally. I just don't think I've got the stomach for it, because that'd be disgusting. And that would be disrespectful to anybody out there on my channel who could potentially have been affected by that case on a personal level. So I'm glad about that. Thank you, Bluebird. Excuse me. It's not even 9 o'clock here in Adelaide, guys. Hang on, I want to make sure I read that right. It's only 20 past 8 and I'm here yawning like a little bitch. What the fuck? I am definitely getting old. That's all I can say about that. That's on the safe level. If I'm yawning and it's not even 8:30. Fuck. But don't forget, guys, tune in on the 5th of June. That will be my birthday. I have thought about it, and I have thought about it, and I've thought about it. I was going to do an Amazon wish list again, but then my brain clicked into gear and thought, no, I would like to, but no. What else can I talk about? Yeah, it's just my I'm going to get into trouble for mentioning this. My PayPal will be there, so if you want to donate for my birthday prior to my birthday, please feel free to. But like I said, if you happen to listen to the live I did with Susie Radcliffe, please know that if you wish to still donate to her charity that she does, which is called Leave a Light On, please make sure you put that in the memo part when you donate to PayPal. Never, ever, ever just donate to me and then expect me to know that it's meant to go to her or it's meant to go to me. Because if you don't put for Susie, I have no idea. But for those in Australia, just know she also has her banking details on her Facebook page. So you can donate directly to her if you wish to. But if you're in America and you wish to donate, please do it via PayPal. And anytime I discuss true crime, whatever the case may be, and I have a person who knows the case and is connected to the case, all the money that I raise throughout those lives will go to them, no matter what. Even if there's things that I need, which there are things that I need, but I will not profit from any true crime case I discuss. The Beaumont children thing, on the other hand, that's different, because as far as I know, I can't get a hold of anyone who would like to discuss it with me, as in like someone who's connected to the Beaumonts. So whatever money I make from that, that will unfortunately, sorry to disappoint you all, but that will go to me. So, but like I said, if you wish to donate and you want it to go to Susie, please put in the notes section for Susie. Because if you don't, you can't come back at me later and go, "Oh, did you donate that money I sent you to Susie?" And I'll be like, "No, because I thought it was for me." "Oh, well, then you're a scammer. You're this, you're that." No, it's because you didn't put that little for Susie in there. Because if you don't put that, I'm not going to know. Is it Susie? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, is it for Susie? Is it for me? I don't know. So make sure you always remember to do that. I've got the Snowtown movie, and I've watched the documentaries, enough documentaries about Snowtown to be able to do, in my opinion, to actually do nothing about it, because it's absolute, like you said, the book would be gruesome and graphic. I can only imagine, like the movie, when I've seen that, oh, I'm just so glad that when I only got to see it once with one of my former close friends, and all I can say about that is thank fuck I was drunk. Obviously, I don't drink anymore, but still, oh, it's disgusting. And then to top it off, a few weeks after that, we started watching The Wolf Creek, and I'm like, nah, I'm so sorry, I can't, nah. I can, like, I found out the other day, thanks to Andy being not able to keep secrets. Andy showed me a little pin he got me for my birthday, and it says, "I fall asleep to forensic files," and I'm like, "Yep, I sure do." And that's the thing that's weird, is I can do that. I can fall asleep listening to true crime, but yet, and it doesn't phase me. I can wake up the next day and I'll feel fine. You get me to fall asleep through an actual thing like Chucky or It. I hate clowns. Fucking, oh boy, do I hate clowns. Oh, oh, yeah. This is, I don't want to read it. Don't, I never, ever, ever want to read the Snowtown book. I'm sorry, but I don't. It's just something about it that makes me feel like I want to be sick. And I remember when I first heard about it, it was just like, yuck. Sorry, guys, I got a cough, so I'm going to mute for a sec. Yeah, sorry about that. I was having a bit of a coughing fit, so I didn't really particularly want to do that live. If I remember to mute myself, it's great, but if I forget, then. But no, I just no. Like this, it's interesting how I can, like I say, I can listen to true crime documentaries. Doesn't phase me. I can listen to true crime. Oh, I should check if there's a, yeah, but I can't listen to books on true crime, as in like real true facts about true crime. I can't, like things that have actually. No, thank you. I'll pass. But no, but like I said, going forward, I'm going to be, you know, just be who. Just at the end of the day, I always say this to my brother: be who you want to be, not what other people expect you to be. And it's advice I've got to start taking for myself. But as we all know, and should know by now, taking your own advice is very, very difficult. Like I want to be able to get one of those how can I put it? One of those tape recorders, those little ones. And what you can like, I don't even know what they're called, but you can buy the little tapes you used to be able to put into answering machines and stuff like that. I want to get one of those, and I so badly, so then that way I can start doing, like, you know, saying things into it and playing it back over time. Bluebird, you realise you're the only one that's been talking in here. So to the other three that aren't talking, don't be shy. I don't bite. It's all good. But hello, hello, hello to the three who aren't saying anything. It's all good. But like I said, I'm looking forward to my birthday night. Hopefully, it all goes to plan. I hope so, because I'll hopefully have lunch with my mum and my brother. Yes, I definitely understand what you mean by that, Bluebird. Like if I'm reading, oh, hello, there's 5 people in here now and only one talking. That's awesome. Um, no, I can completely relate to that. And this is what's really weird is the fact that I read the whole, I hate admitting this. I've read the whole 50 Shades of Grey books. And I read all 3 of them within a weekend. That's when I could see properly. And it was a very, very weird books to read. But like you with the Snowtown book, I couldn't put them down. But they were so annoying at the same. They were annoying, and they were weird, and they were fucked up. But I couldn't put them down. Like, I literally could not put them down. It was just. It's always when you find a good book. But I'm trying my hardest, like I said, like to get the audio book versions of the Beaumont children ones, but to find them and to be able to get them, like they're available on Amazon, and I had them on my old Amazon wish list, but no. Like me admitting that I've read the whole 350 Shades books is just embarrassing in itself. But at the same time, it was just like apparently it was the raunchy version of Twilight. Now I've only watched bits and pieces of Twilight, and I'm sorry, but I used to watch Buffy like religiously. I've got the Buffy box set here, and yet I've never picked it up to watch it again. But the thing is, though, is that watching that and watching Interview with the Vampire, which I absolutely fucking hated, but still watching other vampire movies, I'm sorry, but then to go watch a little bit of Twilight, vampires don't sparkle, okay? I don't care what anyone says. That's just not fucking normal. It might be. I don't know. All these other people who've done vampire movies over time, you got it wrong. Vampires are supposed to sparkle. Sorry, but just fucked up. Like there's I watched this movie the other day and it was called My Sister's Keeper. I've watched it in the past and it is such a beautiful but sad movie. And for the first time, and I've watched it about 8 times, and the other night when I watched it, the first time I watched it, I didn't cry. So that was good. I got to see the last. Well, I didn't want to watch all of it, so I just watched the last 4 episodes of season 7 of Young Sheldon. Oh my fucking god, I cried like a little bitch. And it's weird though because I haven't cried over my own father's death, but I cried at this. So if someone can help me understand why that is, that'd be great. I'm pretty sure I've got an idea. Good idea that you passed on those, Bluebird, because they're not that great. I've watched the movies again, not that great. But yet, when it came out in the cinemas, I couldn't wait to go to the cinemas and watch them. I think because I wanted to see how. Now, for me, this might just be me, and if it's anyone else, feel free to chime in. You read a book, and then when you go see, like a friend of mine introduced me to, what was it? I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, ages and ages ago, a friend of mine at the time, I should say, introduced me to Lord of the Rings. Now, I had read one of the books, and I mean, only one because of, and to watch how the people, directors or writers or anything like that, can take a book and turn the imagination, because as you know, thick ass fucking novels don't have pictures in them. The only picture they really the only picture they have is the picture of the author or the picture on the front of the book. And even then, sometimes you don't get a picture on the front cover of the book. But what I'm saying is, it's amazing how they can turn words on a page exactly onto the screen how you imagined it to be. Like the other night, I was so bored. I couldn't do anything, couldn't think of anything to do. So I thought, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna listen to the audiobook version of Jaws. Not a really good idea at all. But then I thought, no. So then I put on the movie of it, and I was just like, again, Steven Spielberg took that book, obviously read it, and then turned it into a movie, or the book came after the movie. I don't know, but it's just amazing how they can. It's the same. Like if you go see a movie and then they turn it into a book, or they turn a book into a movie. It's incredible how they can get what you envision it to be in your own mind, what you envision it, and then you see it on the big screen. It's kind of like they jumped into your brain and dug out your ideas and put it onto the big screen of what you imagined as you're reading the book or listening to the book in my case sometimes. Like there's this book out there and it is in audio and I want to get it somehow. It's called The Dark Side by Danielle Steele. And it used to be available on YouTube. It's not anymore. They've got people reviewing it, but you can't listen to it to be able to go, oh, let's listen to that. And it's actually a really good book. It's basically a book about Munchausen by proxy. And it is absolutely amazing. And I fucking love it. And I can't find it anywhere to be able to find the audiobook. And then I found the audiobook of it. And it's like, let's see, wait till my eyes get better and find a way to buy the book for $30, or go get it on audiobook now and listen to it and pay 45, $50 for it. I'm like, I'll wait till my eyes get better. But no, that is an incredible, incredible book to get. So if anyone ever needs a good book to read and you find The Dark Side by Danielle Steele, just know, as most of Danielle Steele movies and books end, it's a beautiful love story in the end. But it's absolutely an incredible read, especially if you follow the Gypsy Rose shit, which I don't. I fucking can't stand that girl. But what I'm saying is if you know enough about the Gypsy Rose case and then you listen to the book or read the book, The Dark Side by Danielle Steele, it's actually quite incredible how more of an understanding you get with that book, and how Gypsy Rose still to this day claims that she's innocent. And I've said this to a few close friends of mine. She stopped being innocent the moment she started planning, or plotting, I should say, the unliving of her mother. Fuck, I hate these rules that YouTube have where you can't say the certain things. Like you can't say the M word when someone goes and unalives somebody. You got to say unalived. And it's, you know what? Fuck it. If I get a strike, I get a strike. I haven't had one yet. The moment Gypsy Rose started plotting the murder of her mother, that's, in my personal opinion, that's when she stopped being a victim. And I think she stopped being a victim long before that as well, because for someone who claims that she wasn't allowed to do this and she wasn't allowed to do that and she wasn't allowed to be on social media and anything like that, but she knew how to book a bus ticket. She knew how to go onto these Christian websites to chat to people. She knew how to do all of that, but claims prior to that she didn't know how to do any of that. So I find all those sorts of things just a little bit fucked up. And I hope that the person, I can't remember his name, I hope that her ex-husband now finds happiness. I really hope he does. But when he starts saying stuff like when they were together, oh, she's the victim and all of this. No, she's not. The victim there was Dee Dee, who ended up dying because her daughter was a dickhead and did what she did, or plotted with that other dude with what she did. I don't think Gypsy Rose is a victim of anything. Well, she probably was when she was younger and all that sort of stuff. But there are times when she could have spoken out when her mum was nowhere around and she could have said something, but she didn't. And I'm pretty damn sure that if she spoke out, Dee Dee would be where she needs to be, which is in jail. And but they should be alive. But like Dee Dee was very sick towards the end of her life. She put on a lot of weight. She had diabetes and all of that sort of stuff. And I think that Gypsy Rose panicked because of the moment that she knew her mum was dying. And I personally think that the moment she knew that wake up, jig's up. You know what I mean? Like she's going to have to start, people are going to look at her as though that she's this person, but by killing her mother, all right, she got to go to jail, prison for an X amount of years, and then she comes out, and some people, I got no disrespect for anyone who looks at her as though that she's a celebrity, because she's not. But again, everyone's entitled to their perception of people. Yeah, I love audiobooks. They're good. Hey, Bluebird, if you ever get a chance to, all right, there's this really good book by Nora Roberts. It's called The Obsession. It is such an awesome book. It used to be available on YouTube, but they don't have it on there. They have the first half of it, but not the second half. There's another one called oh, shit. Sorry about that. I had a phone call. I had to cut it off, even though it was my mother, but still I'm live. But yeah, it was like, what was I saying? Yeah, there's Tell Me Your Dreams by Sidney Sheldon. Now, Sidney Sheldon is no longer with us, but he did the TV shows like I Dream of Jeannie, and that's all I can think of that he did at this point in time. I'm sorry. But the book on YouTube called Tell Me Your Dreams, Sidney Sheldon, The Obsession, Nora Roberts, Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris is another awesome book. The Dark Side by Danielle Steele. There's quite a few that I can honestly say that are. Oh, and She Came Back by B.A. Paris too. A lot of the books that I've listened to on audio, I was able to listen to them via YouTube, but YouTube has stopped letting books go on there, which sucks. And like I said, I can't get audio books because they cost too much fucking money. You're welcome. And if you need me to, I can message them to you. I'm pretty sure we're friends on Facebook, so I can send you those ones too. But like I said, I can send you the titles. I can't send you the books. If I had the books, I'd be really wrapped. But like I said, try and find audio books that I can listen to. And then there's on YouTube. I don't know if it's still him doing the audio for it, but I listened to Matthew Perry's audio biography, and it's beautiful to be able to listen to his voice again. But it's just really sad knowing how. Okay, send me a message on Messenger so that if you can, Bluebird, and I'll send them to the titles. And but yeah, it's just really, really, really sad how Matthew Perry passed away. Like, I still believe that something happened to him, that it wasn't an accidental drowning. Because if you look at all the celebrities of late that have passed away, you know, like Whitney Houston, her daughter, Bobby Christina, and Matthew Perry. Okay, they're just three that I can think of at the moment that passed away from unexpected drowning. And then you've got people like Chester Bennington and that Chris guy from, I can't remember the name of his band, I'm so sorry, and Robin Williams. And they're three other, I'll just say those three for now, all mysteriously unalived themselves by hanging. Oh, and Michael Hutchins. There you go, another one. All mysteriously passed away from being like unaliving themselves by hanging. Sorry if that's a trigger for anyone. I'm so sorry. Oh, okay, they're Bluebird. I'll make sure I find a way to let you know what they are if you like. Sorry. Well, on Messenger, if you use that though. Or I'll figure out a way. I'll just say the names at the end of the show as well. But like I said, it comes down to, like, it's just very strange how when celebrities pass away, in threes, whether it's this way or this way or this way, it's always how it's in the same way for certain celebrities. I find that very, very strange. Very conspiracy theories. But anyway, guys, mainly Bluebird because she's the one that's participated. Yeah, for sure. Bluebird, what I'll do is I'll find where comment after this live, and I'll reply to the comment that way. So then if that's okay, leave a comment after the live and I'll do that. All right. I am going to head off because I've got to call my mother back because I don't like leaving her sitting around wondering why I'm not calling her back. And what do you call it? All of you, all of you take care. I might actually do, you know how I said I wasn't going to do an Amazon wish list? What I might do is I might do an Amazon wish list for my birthday, but what I might do is I might list the audio books that I'm after in that. So that way I can try and get some. Who knows? That'd be awesome. All right, guys, just remember, keep the 5th of June, 7:30 my time in Adelaide. So please remember, go to my YouTube channel, find where that live is because it's already been scheduled. Excuse me, and hit that notification bell because I'd absolutely love. Oh, okay, Bluebird, it's up to you, sweetheart. Thank you, Bluebird, for participating in chat. Thank you to the four people who did not talk, but thank you for being here as well. I much appreciate it. It was really awesome to see the 4 people that didn't say anything. But Bluebird, thank you for participating in my chat tonight and asking questions and responding to things I was saying. It was very awesome of you. Yeah, so that's it for tonight. And all of you, I'll post them in the community post, the easier Bluebird, so then you don't have to go through all of this all over again to find them. I'll do a community post tomorrow. All right, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, mice and rats. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for having me in your homes, in your car. If you're listening to me on earbud thingies, thank you for having me in your ears. Thank you for being awesome subscribers. And if you can, apart from the snow town, because I'm not going to do that because that is just way too graphic and gruesome and disgusting. And like I said, too close to home. All right, guys, all of you take care of yourselves. And like I said, 5th of June, be here, be my birthday. And if you wish to donate, PayPal's in the description. If you don't, then that's fine. Just tune in. And again, thank you to all 603 subscribers. Thank you so much for being part of my channel. Let me be part of your world for an hour, 2 hours, however long it is that I go live for. Thank you for letting me into your lives for that short amount of time. I appreciate it. And if you want to join me on my panel on my birthday, just know that the StreamYard link will be dropped into chat. I hope to be joined by a few people. And if not, then fine. But like I said, 5th of June, guys, please be here. And like I said, just be good to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't go try changing to suit what other people expect of you. Just if you don't like something about yourself and that's you not liking it, then you change it for you, not for Joe Blow down the road. You change it because you want to. All right, guys, as I always say, until next time, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Bye.